Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Nordic Turns. You are watching Alan from Sweden. I'm going to talk about the work permit rejection and appeal process in Sweden and what to do when you get rejection from Swedish Migration Agency. So first of all, when you apply for the work permit, you have to take care of three main things that you need to take care of with the supplementary also if you're gonna ask from Migrationsverket in the middle of your waiting time. So what I mean with that, I mean that when you apply for the work permit, your salary should cover you and your spouse, and if you have children, that also. So you have to show like a 9,445 crown for your spouse and you as a single family, and then for your one children it will be like 3,500, and then more than children the money will be covering more. So that's one thing you have to show from your salary, from your work salary. That's the one thing. So you have to calculate it very carefully, and then also you have to cover your house rent as well. So the house rent, suppose the house rent is 6,000, and then you have like you are couple, you don't have any children, then it's a very simple like 10,000 crown for your both of your expense, and one for the rent of 6,000 you have a 6,000. So 10,000 plus 6,000, 16,000, and this 16,000 should be covering from your salary after tax, not before tax. So after tax you have to earn 16,000 to get the work permit for you and your family, I mean your spouse. If you have children, this money will be increased. It will be like kind of 19,500 or something like that. So you have to earn this money after your tax from the work station. So that's the main thing. First criteria to get a work permit with your family. If you don't meet this criteria, if you are not incoming that much money for your family, then your family will be deported from Sweden and you will get the work permit. So be very careful about that, because there are a lot of cases I got nowadays for the appeal application where there are so many family are deporting from migrations agency, and then the applicant itself getting the work permit. So that's very painful for now. I should say this is kind of like inhumanity, because the way they are treating the people here, they are like separating the family. The family has a good life here, the children have a school, and then you have a good job, but your spouse job is not calculated in the income when you are applying for the work permit by yourself. So you have to have the money from your salary, not from your spouse salary. That will not be covering. So first of all, the thing is that you must, as an applicant, if you are having this salary to support you and your family, then you can apply for the work permit. If your husband has this kind of amount that is covering both you and your children from his salary, then it's better for him or her to apply work permit for you. It doesn't matter that you are not covering all the money, but you are applying itself just to see that if how migrations agency is reacting, because that's not how it's working nowadays. So you must calculating when you are applying for the work permit, you must calculating your salary and what is needed to support you and your family here in Sweden. Then you will get the permit accepted, like a accepted decision. Otherwise you will get a rejection decision. So first of all, second of all, you have to have a 4 insurance covering by your company. That 4 insurance, one is like health insurance, one is like pension, one is like when there are like some kind of injury insurance, and another is like a working condition insurance. So there are 4 insurance we have to take, and most of the time the company takes this kind of insurance from Fora or Collectum, some kind of that kind of company. So when you are applying this, you must to add this kind of insurance to your application. Otherwise the application will be rejected. So that's the insurance thing. And then when you are applying, you must have a valid housing contract. If you don't have a housing contract, you will not get work permit decision accepted. So that will be rejected, because the housing contract is very important. If you are living by yourself and it's a single application, then there is no problem. You can have like a studio apartment or for yourself. If you are couple, like you have a husband or you have a wife, then one studio apartment is still okay, but it should be like more than 25 square meter, bigger, bigger than 25 square meter. Why? Because there are some spaces you both need to spend your time. So when you are living alone, it's okay if you are living like 20 square meter, 25 square meter, not a problem. But when you are living with someone else, then you must have some space to share with. So it must be more than 25 square meter. Of course, there is nothing written like that, but I got many decisions like this, that the house is not sufficient. What does it mean, house is not sufficient? So that means that you both doesn't have enough space to share with in the apartment. So the apartment cost is like 3,000 for a studio apartment, and there are like a barely space for you two guys. So of course it must be 25 square meter or over. So for the couple, and if you have children, then you must have a bedroom for you guys, and also also need to have one living room. It can be shared kitchen and living room, no problem, but you must have a two room apartment. Otherwise you will not get the work permit accepted. So housing contract is important. Some people who are like having sublet or contractual, like a second-hand contract or sharing apartment with some landlord, you must take the contract in a good way. There should not be any kind of mistake, and you must show them that you are leaving that apartment and is sufficient for you, either by the contract or by a written agreement from your landlord. That's the kind of situation. You must have these kind of things before applying for the work permit. If you don't have this kind of thing, don't apply for the work permit. Your work permit will be rejected in any way. So, or if you want to apply for a fast track company, you just go with them. It costs a lot of money, like a 30,000 to 40,000 crown they are taking for a work permit. Sometimes company bear that. If company is registered with the fast track, then it's you are lucky, you can apply directly from the company. That will be very easier, and you will get the decision, I mean, in within a very short time, like a 6 month nowadays. Before it was 20 to 30 days you will get the decision, but now it's a kind of longer period of time you need for the waiting time. So I think it will take like 6 months at least to get the decision from the first track. If you are not applying for the first track, but you still want to apply for the work permit, and you are not experienced, you don't know what kind of documents you need to take care of, and you don't know what kind of things you need for the work permit, then you can contact to me, management@nordictrans.se, and we will help you with the consultation and application, how to apply for the work permit, and we will do all the process for you for the work permit application in Sweden. That's the minimum cost we will take, and for the consultation service, but otherwise it's a very, very affordable cost, and that the cost the service charge is included application fee as well in Migrationsverket. That's the first thing as a work permit in Sweden. If you are having like more than 20,000 crown after tax salary, that's a very good salary, then you can have a work permit with your family. If you have one child, if you have more than one child, like 2 or 3 children, then the salary must be increased. The salary must be like 35,000 before tax, and after tax it should be 24,000, at least 22,000 I think. Otherwise it will not be covering. And then of course you have a housing cost increased, because you need a bigger apartment to live with with the family members. So that's also a concern. So if you have a bigger family, don't apply by yourself. Try to apply with a consultation form or with a first track. That will be easier for you to get the decision and get the right consultation to have the acceptable decision from Migrationsverket. Okay, then if your permit got rejected, like if you get a rejection decision letter, and you got deportation notice for like expulsion of entry, and deportation notice from the police authority that you have to leave, your decision has been rejected, and you have to leave Sweden within 14 days. How to react on this, what to do? First of all, you have to read carefully your decision letter. Obviously it's in Swedish language, but you have to take it in the Google's Translate, and you have to understand what they say actually. Sometimes there are a lot of act, like Aliens Act, and chapter and section they mentioned for the ground rules that they are taking the decision based on. But you try to understand the reason about it. What the reason, main reason to reject your work permit application? What was the cause for that? What can be the root cause? If you understand it very quickly, it's nice. You have to react it very immediately, as soon as possible, because you don't have time to react on it. You have only 3 weeks to appeal. So that's the first thing. You have to read the decision letter carefully. If you are contacting with a lawyer, that's the good decision, because then you are having an expert to apply for your appeal application. From Nordic Turns, we got many rejection decision letter from last 6 months, and we do the appeal. Sometimes we do the appeal by ourselves, sometimes we take a lawyer, hired lawyer, who can do this part-time appeal consultation with us, so that we can write the appeal application in a right way, and we can take the consultation from the expert. So I have like 40 years of experience to write the appeal application from a different ground and different Alliance Act. So I can help with the simple case. If it's a very simple, if it's not that much complicated, then I can write it by myself. If it's not, then we have a lawyer, and we take the consultation from the lawyer to write the appeal application. So first of all, you have to take a consultation from the lawyer, and you have to write the appeal by yourself, or by the expert, or by the lawyer. Lawyer fees is very high, because in Sweden the lawyer takes per hour like 1,800 to 2,000 crown, depends on how experienced the lawyer is, but it is the minimum cost per hour. So the appeal application costs like more than 30,000 crown. 20,000 to 30,000 crown, and if the lawyer is not that much experienced, then it takes 10,000 to 15,000 crown, 12,000 to 15,000, I should say, because we work with many lawyers here in Sweden for the appeal application, so we know that. So you have to act with a lawyer or with an expert who knows the situation, who has the experience to make the appeal application for other students. And last year, couple of years, they do the appeal application and get some positive result for some clients, some candidates. So you must be sure about it. If there is any reference, that will be better, because then he or she get an experience from that expert, so he refer that person again for the appeal application. That also okay. We take reference very much, because then we know the applicants, we know the candidate, and we can work with a little bit more about it. If we are working with the anonymous candidate, then it's very difficult to work with them, because they don't know how we work. So that's also a thing. So first of all, you have to calm and quiet and relax yourself, because nothing is gonna happen. You can appeal for that, and you can wait for the decision. When you appeal for the work permit or any rejection case, it's like this appeal is not going to the Migrationsverket. Of course, it will go to the Migrationsverket, and then case officer will see that, okay, if there is any room to reconsider this decision. If it's not, then they will send this to the directly administrative court. In the administrative court, the new case officer will be assigned to reinvestigate your case, and that will be the changing issues, because then he or she, the case officer, will reinvestigate and open the case in a new way, and see all the windows and doors to open the case in a new way. So that's the nice thing, and I feel that the case officer in the administrative court, they are very experienced, and they do the decision by themselves, not by themselves, but with a strong ground from Alliance Act 2005 716 and the Alliance Ordinance 2006-97. So I feel that they are very expert. So we don't have any doubt from Migrationsverket's court of appeal or administrative court in Migrationsverket. So that's the thing. So you have to be calm and relax, and then you have to write the appeal application. There are some kind of format for the appeal application, so you must say why you are appealing, like why you are doing this appeal as an appellant, then what is your concern, what's the reason, and what is your logic that the decision should be changed, and what the decision should be changed, like what kind of change you want. So this kind of 4 things you have to write in the appeal application. With our appeal application, we have a significant format for that, and we talk and consult and get a training from different lawyers to how to make the appeal application. So we got a unique format for the appeal application, and there are like a positive part of it, because we segregate all the part of this kind of point, and then we make our logic by ourselves. So that's kind of like our way of work. But if you want to appeal by ourselves, send an email to management@nordicturns.se or service@nordicturns.se. Of course, you have to attach your decision letter, like the decision letter you got from Migrationsverket. Then we will take a review on this, and then after reviewing your case, if we are confident that okay, we will win this case, and then we can have the meeting, and we can say that okay, maybe we can take your case, and that's the quotation that for the appeal application we need to take from you. So that's the thing. So sometimes some people get panicked because nowadays the people like the applicant is getting work permit, but the co-applicant, dependent, the children, they are deporting from Sweden. They are not getting the work permit acceptance. So this is a kind of painful and very inhuman situation for the family, because they have a good life here, they have an apartment, they have a car, they have a nice life, they have a orderly life. Their children are living here, born here, and then they go to the school. So everything is gonna change when the decision is getting rejected. So I personally advise everyone that you get a calm and quiet decision, and then it's better to have an expert on this, because if you are not expert, then it's difficult to write the appeal for you. So it's better. But sometimes some people who has a very good writing skill, they also write for the appeal application by themselves. So, and we appreciate it, because if you want to write by yourself, you can express your things in a better way. But as an expert, I should say that most of the appeal case we got, I think it's a kind of 80 to 90% we got that even if they are having a very good writing skill, they're living here for like 5 to 7 years or 10 years, they're not confident to write the appeal application because it's sensitive. So that's why we have we got many appeal application nowadays to concern. So if you are having a rejection from Migrationsverket, contact with us. Don't be panicked, because when you apply for an appeal application, you send the appeal application, and if it's registered within 3 weeks, if it's not registered within 3 weeks, then it will not be accepted as an appeal. So if it registered within 3 weeks, then you got some time. You don't need to deport from this country. You can stay here, you can work here until the decision you get from migrations court. So I should say that then you can have some time. Sometimes the appeal application is getting acceptance, and then you can live forever. Like 2 years resident permit, it takes another 1 to 2 years. Sometimes appeal application decision. Sometimes it's get very quickly, like 3 to 6 months we get the appeal application decision. Sometimes it depends on how difficult or complex the case is. So sometimes we get this in 3 to 6 months. Sometimes it takes 1 to 2 years to get the decision from the migrations court. Sometimes, and if the appeal is rejected, then we can again reappeal in court of appeal, migrations court of appeal, and that depends on the case and the decision, if this is we can reappeal or not, but it can be written in the decision paper. So for me, I feel that you as a person, when you are very conscious, you have a work here, you have a good life here, you if you are applying for the work permit or extension for the work permit, if you're applying for work permanent residency, then you must be careful with all the laws and everything. I would like to make more videos on the work permit rules and regulations, and also the permanent residency rules and regulations in Sweden and Finland nowadays. So this is kind of like a part 1, work permit application and what to do with the appeal application. But for me, I should say that those who are like applying for work permit, you can consider us your consultation friend, and you can discuss with us, and you can apply your work permit, appeal application, and other services from NordicTurns.se. So just visit www.nordicturns.se to read more about it, and also you can send us with your decision letter or your work contract if you want to apply for the work permit. Just attach your work contract so that we can we know that if we want to work with you for the work permit application, and then we can call you directly, we will talk, and then we will send you the quotation. So take care, and we will stay tuned with us, and subscribe Nordic Turns YouTube channel, because there are I can see that more than 60% of the audience is not subscribing my channel, and I don't know why. Is it my content, or is it my response to the audience, or is it my I don't know what is the problem, but please, I request everyone that if you like the video, please share and then subscribe my channel, so that I can make more videos for you, and it will be no one is missing to see my videos. This is because this is very important videos. So take care, and we will meet again. Ramadan Mubarak. Assalamu alaikum. Allah Hafiz.